Hey guys, welcome back to the Vone vlog. Today I'm going to talk about what to do when you underestimate the budget for your project and breaking the law, talk about breaking the law. Let's do this. So, yesterday I had day one of primary recording for the Vone's first ever album. What an exciting time to be alive. It is a fortune to have the patrons that we have now giving us this platform, the opportunity to record a full-length album as a band, and to get to be on an album as well. Like, I got to play bass and sax in the Mighty Orchid King's first full-length album as well. That was the first time I was ever on a full-length album, and that was amazing. But this feels like it takes it another step further, because on top of recording a full-length album is obviously compositions of mine. It's, you know, very personal to me. Having said that, my plan was to record a song a day. So yesterday was a test. It was like, can I do this? If I succeed to record this song in one day, I can then estimate the other songs, be like, that one I can do in a day, that one I can do in a day, that one I need 2 days for because it's longer, etc., etc. I failed. I didn't succeed at recording the entire song. We were still missing. In fact, I'm going to pull it up right here. What were we missing? We were still missing fuzz lead guitar, another fuzz lead guitar part that's even higher with a harmony, the acoustic guitar, and a tambourine. So 4 elements of the song are still missing after 10 hours in the studio. We worked very fast. I tracked all the drums in 2.5 hours, which is pretty good going. I basically did 3 takes, and then me and Tom interjected with a few bits and bobs, but it was pretty good going for not really a drummer over here. Well, I am a drummer, but you know what I mean. Not as good as Johnny, who is the Vone's like regular drummer. But yeah, so we were working pretty fast. We did pretty well. And even for quite a short song, quite a simple song, a very well rehearsed song, I did the bass parts in 20 minutes. In about 20 minutes, I tracked the entire bass. So that just goes to show how well rehearsed I was, and yet we still didn't finish on time. It just goes to show that recording takes time, setting up your instruments takes time. So what to do? I am now gonna solve this problem by stress testing. And so if you're a musician and you've got a passion project, do this. Stress test your budget. So if you estimate it's going to take you a day to do it, it's going to take you 2 days to do it. Realistically, we're probably going to be able to finish a song every day and a quarter, especially if we do one setup, book 4 days in a row, and use the same setup for 4 days, because that way we don't have the setup time at the start of each day. Using that method, I reckon we could do a song a day and a quarter, because we were only missing 2 hours to do those 4 elements I told you was missing on this first song. So even though I believe we could do that, I am now going to estimate that every single song on the album takes 2 days to record. And that's what I call stress testing. It's something we've always done, but I was aiming for like the lowest possible budget because it's expensive to book time in the studio. And it just goes to show that, you know, it doesn't work when you just go, let's save. You just got to be prepared, especially when I'm recording in isolation. If I'm booking just 2 days here and there, 2 days here and there, it's better that they are 2 days back to back, because that way the second day uses the setup of the first day and saves on the setup time. I think there's just no point in booking days in isolation anymore. So that's lesson learned, and that's exactly what yesterday was about. It was about testing the ability to record an entire song in a day, and now I know I need to basically budget for double the amount of money to be able to record this album. Luckily, thanks to my amazing patrons at patreon.com/Marcelo Cervoni, we can now afford half a day in the studio per month, which is amazing. A month ago, I was just shelling out all my money to be in the studio. Now I know that half a day in the studio is paid for by this amazing platform. Mwah! Thank you so much to all the Patreons. So obviously, growing the Patreon platform will help us find more money for the studio. I've got some money saved up myself, but also, you know, running various campaigns to try to crowdfund this album. So I'm definitely going to be doing that and starting those campaigns very soon. But it still goes to show that, like, even if I were to keep the current budget right now, if I'm doing 2 days per song, there's about 10 songs on the album, it's going to take me 20 days to record the album. So at this rate, it would take me 2 years to finish this album. So it is imperative that I grow the Patreon platform, obviously. Anyway, so that's enough about stress testing. And I think it's something that I've learned actually from Marek, because he has to work with tight budgets and he has to budget for things with his job. So that's a skill that's been transferred into the Vone, and I think that's pretty exciting to learn this business acumen and the sort of the ins and outs that goes into managing a business. And so yeah, the experience yesterday was very productive. I proved to myself that I can record all the tracks on the album and it can sound very professional, very tight, but that I need more time to do it. And now onto the second subject, breaking the law. For the past 7 days or 10 days now, I've been breaking the law pretty much every single day. I've been going out into the streets and protesting with Extinction Rebellion. Now, I strongly encourage all viewers out there to go look for your nearest local group and join the movement, because I believe Extinction Rebellion is now our best hope for mitigating against the impending disaster that we're facing, the climate and ecological disaster. So there's lots of positive things happening. There's a lot of positive outcomes from this civil disobedience that we're practicing. But the right-wing media, MPs like Priti Patel, they're really cracking down on us and they're closing ranks. I find that exciting though, because in the beginning of this movement, we were very much ignored for the most part. And then about a year ago, during the October Rebellion, it felt like we were laughed at. And now it feels like we're being fought against. And that's good, because there's that age-old statement where first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. If that statement is true, I think Extinction Rebellion is now moving away from the ridicule phase and into the fighting stage. And obviously I mean fighting completely peacefully, because all our tactics are peaceful, and that's what makes this movement so special. Because like movements in the past that have practiced civil disobedience, they were only successful when they were peaceful, which is why I think Extinction Rebellion is going to succeed. We are now being called criminals, and we're being threatened with being branded as a criminal organization. And I think it's very ironic that the government would do that, given the way they define a criminal organization, which has nothing to do with, I mean, we don't launder, we don't use violence, we don't bribe people. Those are 3 things that they include in their definition of what a organized crime group is. So there is obviously semantics to be discussed, but semantics aside, we are doing what's right. We are on the right side of history. We're fighting for our generation and all future generations to come. So it's very sad to see people fight so hard against people who are trying to help everyone, help the world become a better place. And I mean that, make the world a better place, because one of the 3 demands that Extinction Rebellion makes is the setting up of a citizens' assembly to deal with the climate issue and the ecological issues, but also citizens' assemblies all around, because the main issue is that our politics are always manipulated by lobbyists, always manipulated by privately funded think tanks. There comes Ashling. She's been in a lot of actions with me lately, and we've had a lot of discourse here at home, really interesting stuff about how like it's so sad how our whole world is in this frenzy of post-truth of, oh, everything is fake news, but what we don't realize is that fake news is being funded privately and anonymously by a very select few members of society. And so that's what we're trying to tackle. So there's exciting things happening that would literally strengthen our democracy, which means it's not just about the environment, it's about social justice, it's about racial justice. So it's an all-round improvement of life. So when I say make the world a better place, I mean that. It's not just one of those statements that we make. Anyway, join us. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been working on. Lots of music, lots of civic duty, lots of protesting. So I'm going to keep rocking on. I'm going to keep going. Stay strong, rebels. Lots of love. And if you enjoy the Vone vlog, Tune back every Tuesday because that's the day we update it. And you can also tune back in every Friday where we release a new cover, sometimes a full-length cover, sometimes it's a short burst of furious guitar. But tomorrow is quite a special day because tomorrow we're going to be releasing the We Are Live fan collaboration. This is something I've been working on for quite a while. I apologize it's taking me so long to edit it, but it's finally ready. So check back again tomorrow because we will be releasing one of our songs sung and recorded by some of our fans all over the world. Thank you so much, guys. Lots of love.